Okay, so this is a Halloween drawing I did of She-Hulk and Superman, and I'm going to go through the steps I used to create it all digitally. Okay, now in this first step, I did everything using the pencil tool in ArtRage, and you can see I use a combination of blue and green. I did the blue line first and started kind of adding detail with the green so I could separate them out. And that worked pretty well. And I think I had a nice pose here, but I was kind of wondering about the lollipop. And ultimately I changed it. So first I inked Superman in. And also I don't really believe in drawing twice. So if somebody else is not inking it after me, which is standard for comic books, it's only in comic books that this drawing process is broken up among different people. I mean, I learned how to draw everything. I learned how to draw while inking, and so I don't like drawing it twice. You know, keep some kind of life to it for myself. So I put the details in while I'm inking, and now I did that in Illustrator with some custom brushes I created. And so, as I said, I was kind of going back and forth about the She-Hulk pose. So ultimately, I moved her arm in and had the lollipop in her mouth. I liked that better because it's more fit the playful attitude and personality that She-Hulk has. Now, normally you go for good, clean silhouette so that the action is clear. So this time I kind of didn't. I went in favor of the personality in that. The first pose had its benefits and downfall, and this one also, because the lollipop isn't seen that clearly, but also I was thinking about making it red kryptonite, so then it would pop, but I didn't want to get into that because the green fit the theme for what I wanted here. And I tried to make her hand that was holding the lollipop, have some life and sensitivity to it, so it wasn't just wooden, and hopefully that would draw attention to the lollipop in her mouth. So again, everything here is still in Illustrator. I'm going to stay in Illustrator the whole time. Okay, so now this is all the line work without the pencil under it, and I started putting some gradations into the pumpkin eyes, added lettering, put a word balloon around it. Now I've added flat colors, separated out all the different elements that I wanted. Then I went in and made the flat colors gradients so that it went from light to dark, so that gives more of a sense of form. You can see that on She-Hulk more. Generally doing on Superman. Also, I added my first layer of shadows onto the figures, and I kind of finished off the pumpkin in one shot. Added a glow, diffused glow around it, so this kryptonite would be gone as inside the pumpkin. Added shadows and highlights. Pumpkin was pretty much done in one shot there. Okay, now I added highlights. I'm adding highlights with a combination of the fill tool, and I'm using a Bristol brush. The Bristol brush is more on She-Hulk. It kind of gives you a nice watercolor effect the way I'm using it here, so that worked pretty well. And it's spots on Superman for some deeper shadows, so highlights and shadows were added in here. The final, I added some more shadows to get some depth that separates Superman from the ground, and touched up the highlights a little bit and any other little details that I saw that needed. And also I got some comments that She-Hulk doesn't look like she's sitting on Superman because her butt isn't kind of flattened on him. Well, that's because She-Hulk has buns of steel. And also artistically it looks better with that nice round feminine curve than flatten her out. So that completes my sharing with you how I approach this. Completely digital. Only software used was ArtRage and Illustrator, and I probably could have done it all in Illustrator. That'll be for another time. I'll show you that later. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and remember to like, share, and comment, and just create. Bye.